We're up and running on this October 22nd, the Hump Day edition of the pod.
Yes.
We always like to start out with things that are random. And I
Random going on with our
saw
lives.
in our rundown, you put in there, James is a carpenter.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, officially.
Yeah, and I have a photo to show if you want to pull it up here. My neighbor has a nail gun. Thanks, Joe, for letting me borrow it.
Oh,
That thing is supreme.
this is like the start of like a holiday horror movie, but that's a comedy.
Yeah, sure. There you go.
Look at you, a nail gun.
Yeah, that thing is supreme. Yeah. 2-inch nails. So floor is done.
Okay.
And it's my job to do the trim. So we're doing the trim. It's like 80 feet of trim around the whole room, and then there's corners and things like that. And if you've ever installed trim, it's not the easiest stuff. I do have a miter saw, so I can do like the 45-degree angles, basically, and that's the tricky part, because you want to do a little bit fatter when you're going into a corner, and then you want to do it a little bit thinner when you're on an edge. So you have to kind of go back and forth, and so it's complex and works your brain, but it's fun. I enjoy doing it, and there's a satisfaction when you can just slide it into place. And I have put trim in with like small cabinetry screws, which is exhausting, and you need to know where the studs are.
Yeah.
But with a nail gun, pop, 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 it is so much easier. So thank you for nail guns, and it was, again, I actually kind of enjoy it.
How's that feeling doing it when you're like,
It's great.
boom, boom. How many did you
So
do?
good.
If you had to guess.
Well, I couldn't find less than 1,000 nails. I had to buy 1,000 nails, Brennan. I probably only need 50.
I substitute worked at my uncle's hardware store in Mississippi growing up, and that is how, like, the big spinning thing, big bags, boxes,
Man.
it's in bulk.
Yeah, it's only
Yeah.
in bulk. And I went to Ace Hardware. They couldn't help me out. So, yeah, 1,000 nails.
Were you
too
like,
much.
guys, I need 83.
Yeah,
That could
pretty
probably
much.
do it.
I did. I asked
Yeah.
the woman. She's like, "Sorry, what we got over there is what we got." And so it's a very specific kind, because that's 15 gauge. You can't
Yeah.
use 18 gauge. You can't use 20 gauge. And so some of the other gauges were. So it's like $20 for the box, and whatever. I'll have them for. They're gonna last forever.
I might need some. I'm glad you're doing this project like 3 months ahead of our schedule, because we're
Yeah.
going to do the same thing when we put in some flooring. To see you doing that, man,
There
that's
you go.
awesome.
Yeah, the thing's a monster. So yeah, shout out to my neighbor for letting me borrow it. And then and then he'll have the nails too if he needs it as well.
How's the back when you were going around doing all that? You okay?
My personal back, it's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little sore,
Yeah.
but not too bad. Yeah, it's the knees that's the issue, because
Yeah.
it's hardwood floors,
Hardwood,
right?
yeah.
So I actually have a gardening pad. Those like little square pads that I'll use sometimes.
I was about to
for
say,
my
do you
knees.
have the carpenter, the contractor who walk around with the elbow pads,
the
knee pads, and everything?
Yeah, the knee pad. I haven't graduated to the knee pads yet, but I would love some knee
Look at
pads.
that. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Handyman,
so
right there
carpentry,
in the
it's fun.
house.
It's working with your hands. If I was not a meteorologist, that's probably what I would be doing: carpentry, electrician, things like that. It's fun.
Can't wait to see the finished product. That is fun.
Yeah, I gotta show it off.
Some big news came out yesterday, and it also personally affected me.
Yes, let's hear it.
This Bass Pro coming to Victor.
Yes.
Finally. This has been like a decade in the making. So it's going to be at Eastview Mall, the old Lord & Taylor spot. So they're going to open next year. They say it'll be like 120 new jobs coming in. They finally found which will be like next to the giant Dick's Sporting Goods they have over there. I mean, this is the anchor store from on the opposite corner of the mall.
Yeah, huge store.
When I came to Rochester, I worked on a franchise segment at my former station. That was a good question. And we would look into random things, maybe not news of the day, but things that people have always wondered about.
Yeah.
And there were always these signs for Bass Pro out near the Thruway in Victor that were old, starting to break and tatter down, like coming or like working on it. And we always want to know like what happened, because the idea is that they were going to put it up near the Thruway on an area that was called Fisher's Ridge. And I probably spent legitimately 3 to 4 months of my professional life in Rochester trying to track this down to see what the status was.
Really?
Because for some reason or another, the plans always fell through. They stalled. Bass Pro would say, at this time, we're not looking at any other future. That's how everyone always phrases it when they're going to build something.
Yeah, sure.
And it was like, boom, got this email like 12:15 yesterday during our noon show.
Yeah.
Say it's going to be coming.
How about that?
They're if you've ever been to them, they, depending on which one you go to, they're very cool. So there's another one in Auburn, right? So
Auburn.
yeah.
Yeah. It's right along 5 and 20. Big store.
People drive hours and hours for these.
Yeah.
And we did talk to the town supervisor yesterday in Victor about what exactly it will mean, because that Lord and Taylor space was something that Victor went through a court fight over it with eminent domain wanting to take it over, eventually happened, and now they'll be leasing it out to Bass Pro, and they think this will be a big impact for years to come.
I look at the food court and, you know, it's an enjoyment to go, but it's not what it was. I know when my children were younger, we had heard from tenants who said, listen, you either bring in a tenant, fill that spot, or I'm leaving the mall, or I want to be relocated in the mall. This is going to set this mall up for the next 10 to 15 years. No question about that.
I love how he said that about the food court and what the mall had become, what every mall
What a threat.
had become.
People
too.
said, you got to put it in or we're out of here.
I know, that's what they were saying.
intense.
And I mean, you go around and yes, they do what they can to try to bring in smaller vendors, different businesses. But I mean, this is a huge, huge deal of what they're going to be doing.
So is it, okay, so you've already got Dick's there.
Yes.
Dick's has plenty of outdoor gear. But they're probably not super happy about it, I would imagine. Or
No.
maybe it brings in more people. I don't know. Maybe Dick's is happy about it. But they've got, I mean, they're very sports centric, obviously. But there's a ton of outdoor stuff in there. This is all outdoors: hunting, fishing, camping, the whole nine, right?
But they do Columbia sweaters, North Face stuff, all the fishing poles. Dick's has that, kayaks, everything.
Yeah.
And maybe not like the big golf section or anything, but
Right.
it is a
No golf,
competitor.
no
and now you have it
sports.
on the opposite sides of the mall.
So I went to Gander Mountain when that used to be here. You
It's
remember that?
It's
old
about the
one?
same, just souped up on it. Yeah.
Okay, I went to Gander Mountain next to the BJ's in Henrietta. I think is where the old Gander Mountain is. Still an empty building. Over
There was
there.
a Field and Stream out there as well too.
Oh, did it
in
switch over to
Henrietta?
Field and
yeah,
Stream?
maybe that's what it became.
I
I remember
remember-
that's where we bought our sleeping bags from.
Oh, okay, Field
Yeah,
and Stream.
I think that's what it was.
I got
Yeah.
my hunting license
Look at that.
from Gander Mountain when I was 14, I think it was.
Yeah.
The guy went to one of those classes to get that, and I remember they showed you how to field dress a deer.
And at the store.
At the store, yeah. And we watched the video of this guy just calmly just slicing it up, and I'm like,
Oh my
what did
gosh.
I get myself into? My dad's like holding my shoulders, like, this is a rite of passage, son. I was like, okay.
So you went deer hunting after that?
Yeah, I've gone deer hunting. Yeah, I got one kill.
You got one.
I got one kill.
Look
Yes.
at you.
Yeah.
I've never been deer hunting as much as so many of my family members did back home. My brother's big into it. He sits outside for 5 hours trying to find a turkey when the season comes
Yeah,
around. Won't
sure.
see anything.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
or
the
wait.
season right now. We're in
Yeah.
bow hunting season. Yeah.
I've done squirrel hunting. That's as far as I got.
Squirrels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. I think it's great. I mean, I think hunting is a very good way to get food. You know, it's you can donate the deer. It's like you want to eat meat. It's the purest, cleanest form of meat you can get.
My uncles and cousins, they always go on these big trips, whether it's Vicksburg and Natchez in Mississippi is a big place where you go to these camping resorts. Someone's got thousands and thousands of acres.
Yeah. And you pay like
you pay
$1,000.
a lot of money. They
Yeah.
got the best steak. They feed you room and board, and then you
Right.
go out on these
They
trips.
basically place the animal in front of you.
Or they'll go to the middle of Nebraska or somewhere in Missouri
Yes.
and do it. My uncle got a big buck, maybe 15 points, something like that. And when he came back, he knew a meat guy, drop it off, and he's like, what do you want?
Yeah.
He must have had 200 deer tamales made out of one.
Wow, nice.
Very, very good.
I bet they were
venison
delicious.
tamales.
Yeah.
But it was in his freezer forever, and it was like, do you want some more? Do you want some more? Like, we had them. Like, it's
Yeah,
very
right.
good.
He's
He
just
keeps it
getting
right
them.
next to all of his corn. That's cool. I do want to show you something on the topic of Bass Pro.
Yes.
I doubt this is what it'll look like when it's in Victor. So in Memphis, if you're ever in the Mid-South, the big pyramid, I'll show you, it is a pyramid. It used to be an old, where they would have exhibit halls, conference centers. The Grizzlies played there for a bit. Eventually, Bass Pro took it over, and it is a destination. It's got a hotel inside. Look at this. I mean, it's a
Holy cow.
lodge. So they've got, there will be something like this on a smaller scale. You think at Eastview of how it labels itself as an aquarium or
You know,
whatever, but
fish.
different things to walk around. But
That's
yeah,
cool.
that is a cool thing to check out. They've got restaurants in there.
Oh, my goodness.
It's wild. So anytime we go back to Memphis, where my dad lives and where I went to school and lived
Yeah.
for 4 years.
You
It's
swing
fun to go check it out.
Right. Fun for the whole family.
It is. And this will be when this moves to Eastview, maybe they'll keep some animals in the big Jurassic Park cage that the Dix has on the other side with the big metal outside.
There you go, Lord and Taylor. Any timeline or just
Some point next year
2026?
they want to have it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
Yeah.
this just came really out of nowhere. Just thought this deal was
Yeah.
just dead in the water, not working.
It's
yeah.
I'm sure it's. I mean, it's a clean slate in there. I'm sure the building's pretty much empty. So you kind of got an open
Yeah.
floor plan, which is a lot easier than building from scratch. So I can't imagine there's a ton of construction that needs to do. I
No.
think it's 2 floors, right?
Huge,
It's gotta
huge,
be
right
Lord
there
and
in that
Taylor.
corner. Yeah.
That's 2 floors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very very big. So good on them.
Can't wait to be there for the grand opening.
Yeah.
We also got a new announcement this morning. Lilac Festival for 26, opening Mother's Day weekend. So that will bring us to May 8th, that Friday, the first day. Of course, it's known as, the one that kicks off festival season each year here in Rochester, late in the spring, one of the largest events of its kind in the U.S. They've got all the musical headliners midday and at night each day, the parade, the Lilac Run 5K, 10K, the Tim Hortons Timbits Trot, and they're also taking vendor and applications now. Mother's Day weekend, it always falls right around it.
Yeah.
And for next year, it'll also be Watkins Glen weekend for
Nice.
NASCAR coming
that
there.
feels a little early, doesn't it?
That's
The 6th.
the 8th, so in the Mother's Day, the 10th,
Yeah,
it moves around a bit. Does it? It was the first full weekend, maybe?
Yeah, I don't
Each
know.
year?
I feel like it's usually like 10 to 25.
I thought maybe Mother's Day was the second weekend this past year when we went.
Yeah.
But no, it's a good time. So, and this is where they get the announcement out early, and then they'll.
get the hype up. They
Every couple of weeks,
round
the
thing, right?
headliners.
You got to
Yeah.
get ready for it. That festival ends, so you got to get ready for the next one the following year. So,
Yeah.
signs of spring already. Even if it's-
It could be the weather
Winter
like
on
we
our
had
doorstep.
today. It could be warm, and
Yeah.
storming, and lightning, different points. But
Right.
once again, they're back to their 10, 11-day run
Yes.
instead of weekends, so throughout the week. So we can look forward to
Sure.
that. Another thing I do want to bring up is, you know what they're doing? So at High Falls, the new state park down by the Genesee River, they had basically an open house, and the
Yeah.
governor and her team say plans are moving forward. The Island Overlook, which is like Niagara Falls, like diet version, but you'll be up close, different parts. They're just really revamping it and making it a destination down there. It's going to be a new 40-acre park to connect everybody with the Genesee River Gorge, the trail over there. It'll have more than 2.5 miles of trails, all the scenic overlooks, playgrounds, open lawns, gathering spaces, that different new pedestrian bridge across the river they'll be doing. Construction's going to begin late next year, so 26, and it should be done about 5 years after that.
that view from seeing the falls from down below, that looks pretty cool.
It is cool. I want to see if I can get the closer one. I meant to have this up.
I don't know why they haven't done this sooner. I think probably because it was private land, maybe something like that. But
Yes.
that's amazing to see that, and how exciting that they can do that. Pretty cool.
I know. It's just so good. And here it is. So they put up the big launch video. Where's the one picture I really want to show? Oh, here it is. The new framework plan. This is what they sent out. So that's the map.
Okay.
And then this is the picture I want to see.
Look at
That's
that.
cool.
That's
That
wild.
is cool.
Yeah.
It's all part of this new pedestrian bridge they're going to do. So that'd be kind of underneath the Pond de Rennes, everything going on.
Man.
That's fun.
It's impressive.
What I do love about that is cities that embrace natural wonder or whatever they have in their environment. Like you
Yeah.
got this great river, famous river,
Right.
Put something right on it.
Yeah.
Besides just, yes, it's fun to go to Jenny the Brew House and walk right
Yeah.
over there, but
Yeah.
more of a destination. That's cool.
I'm assuming the state's going to pay for this,
Yeah, putting this all together.
right?
me
That's
see.
pretty cool.
It's got to be. Love
Got
the
to be money
images.
from the state. Yeah, that's great. I mean, you'll love to see that. That's pretty cool.
It's huge.
Open it up, tear it
Yeah.
up. I know there's a lot of other like abandoned buildings up and through there that are going to get taken care of. So
Anything, and hopefully it brings some more in there as well. We'll
Right.
take a quick break, 15 minutes into our podcast on this Wednesday. Back here in just a moment. Back here on the pod, 20 minutes into it with James. I'm Brennan. A lot going on here this week. The NBA season tipped off last night.
Yes, it did.
Kind of snuck up on us.
Yeah, started up.
Back on NBC, a throwback to like almost 25 years ago, the last time they had it.
Really?
They played Round Ball Rock, the... It was fun watching it in old school, and it was a double overtime game with the Thunder and the Rockets with Durant. It was fun going. We'll have the Knicks in action. I do like the Grizzlies. We'll see how them and Ja Morant can do. But still in the middle of just being like maybe the best time on the calendar. I love March Madness and Augusta when the Masters comes around, when they're back-to-back, and then the NBA playoffs start too.
Yes.
But now we've got football, obviously, college and pro.
Yep.
Hockey started already. NBA's back. Baseball playoffs as well. The World Series starts Friday.
Yes.
And we ran the story hearing from Ernie Clement. So Rock native. I'll get to the right video. There we go. In the Blue Jays, he's been so hot this postseason. So 18 hits, 10 runs scored in 11 postseason games. He's only one behind his teammate Vlad Guerrero Jr. in the postseason lead in both categories. And his hot bat is one of the reasons that Toronto was bound for the Fall Classic. He wasn't that great, not to downplay it in this moment for Game 7, but he was there watching it when his teammate George Springer hit that 3-run shot to clinch the series and to move on past Seattle, and just seeing that. But then afterward, in the locker room, you got to put on the goggles and talk about how fun it was.
Got to wear the goggles.
We don't stop fighting. I mean, you saw you could feel the energy in the 7th. Or whatever inning that was. God, I don't even remember. It was wild, and you could feel it, and that has a lot to do with the fans and the character of these guys in the locker room. It still hasn't really set in. It's so surreal.
Budweiser.
I don't know. I'm so proud of this group. I love these guys.
Not champagne.
Just all Bud Heavy. How about that guy right there that was just going crazy? Oh, the reaction again. The poor Mariners. Yeah.
I had never heard of the term Bud Heavy for a long time. I mean, like a few years ago. It's because it's Bud. I was always Budweiser or Bud Light, but Bud Light is so common that when you have a normal Budweiser, people just assume it's Bud Light.
Maybe it was just in the South, big red cans. I'll have a Bud Heavy.
Bud Heavy. Yeah. That was.
that.
I mean, I had probably a few years ago. I was like, what is that? Just
What do I know?
regular Budweiser. I don't know why you put the word heavy on it. It's not like ice.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think there's a Budweiser ice.
No, not like Natty Ice or anything.
No,
or
it's
Keystone,
like
but
7 or 8% or something.
well, now I'm
like
thinking
that.
because I said Bud Heavy on our broadcast on Sunrise this morning when I was talking about that.
It's a funny term.
In their goggles, yeah. Well, they've got so that was Monday night, probably late night into Tuesday morning.
Sure.
All off until Friday.
Friday's the day. Yeah.
They'll be.
Do you know what it is? 2-3-2 and what the order
So
is?
they do 2-3-2 for that.
2-3-2.
So
LA
2 in
twice.
Toronto.
Oh, okay, 2
and
in
then,
Toronto.
Yeah, and then they'll go to LA for 3 games and come back for 6 and 7. We'll see how that goes. They'll be big underdogs, and I'm sure. I was just about to say America's team. Close enough, being in Canada, but maybe international team. Maybe that's what they'll be rooting for because it's been since the '90s since they made the World Series.
So you got Canada, obviously rooting for them. You got United States watching. You got Japan watching for
Shohei Ohtani.
Right?
Yeah.
I think this World Series. Last year, obviously, was very exciting with the Yankees in it, but this year does. I love that international vibe.
Yeah.
That it's the whole world. I mean, baseball fans across the world are really tuning in because there's a lot to root for.
And I'm sure we'll have all the crowd shots from outside the stadium in Toronto, just when they did it when the Raptors made the finals and everything. So that'll be fun. We do have Halloween coming up now, 9 days away. And here's something interesting that you might want to pick up.
Poking the straw into a Capri Sun sometimes feels impossible.
Oh my gosh.
But this Halloween, it actually is.
I love they're just playing right into it.
So we know that it can be very difficult to get a straw correctly into a Capri Sun first time. So what the company's doing for Halloween, they're launching a prank, Capri Sun Trick and Treat pouches. So you buy the prank box. It includes 1 classic fruit punch pouch, 1 impossible to poke trick pouch, and then extra straws for endless pranking. So what you'll do is you'll get the box. You don't want to give it away. and then maybe you bring a bunch of these to your friend's Halloween party
Yeah.
or whatever,
Oh,
and show
man.
it and hand them. And
Who gets the one? It's so frustrating. Your blood just starts to boil after like the third poke, and you're like, oh. And then you crease it
Yeah,
and you
fold
try
it
to
over.
work it in there. And as you know, the small children really want to do it.
yeah, and then you do it, and it's just like, and it's like, oh my gosh,
It
now I just
squirts
spilled half of
everywhere.
it. It
Yes.
went everywhere. I probably went 20 years without having one.
Really?
And it's not one that we buy for the girls, but it came in some pack. We went to some party.
Yeah.
And I tried one of those just to clear liquid, and I was like, man,
Yeah.
this takes me back.
They're good.
Those are good. I was like, I need these for like running training or whatever.
I probably had
with
them
me.
every day when I was a kid.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
Every day. And then the kid, we don't buy them, but it's the parents, right?
To have it.
The grandparents that always have a Capri Sun nearby.
We actually looked at them, and Stephanie's the one who's very more health conscious about what ingredients are in what for the kids, and
Sure.
they're actually, someone can correct me, they're not that bad compared
There
to
you go.
what's in it,
It's
compared to other
what
things.
it is, it's a lot of plastic.
That's true. That's true.
If you're trying to reduce your plastic, then you're losing out. We do bulk juice. We just buy a big 2-liter thing of juice and then pour it in a cup.
They have a favorite?
Apple,
orange,
we buy.
cranberry?
Apple juice is the cheapest.
Yeah.
We usually
Yeah.
just do apple juice and
Yeah.
then like water that down.
Orange juice is like the champagne, but whenever we go out to eat somewhere, we'll do cranberry half with water. That's what the girls like to go to. So they'll have that.
Yeah, sure.
If they
That's
ever have
smart.
it.
There's the funny clip of Samuel L. Jackson in that movie when he's talking to the guy. That's some good stuff, man. Have you seen
Yes.
that video?
Yes.
And the caption is when the kids have orange juice at grandma's house because it's never cut,
Right.
Because
Right.
grandparents, they don't think to cut it, but we cut the juice, So they have the OJ at grandma's house, and it tastes all of a sudden way better because it's not cut.
We got 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
I was in a movie with Samuel L. Jackson.
Were you really?
I will talk about that tomorrow,
Tomorrow,
on the
okay.
pod. How about that?
Sweet.
We got the heart out here. We'll see you on air midday at noon.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.